But when that happens, we can have hope that there is going to be national transformation. You are watching right now. Do you know that you may fall in one of the three categories I'm going to talk about right now? Number one, you may be among those who will be remembered for the great things they did at the end of their life. They remember you because of the positive things you did, the good words you said, the nice actions you took, the beautiful decisions you made, the hearts you touched, the lives you changed, the institutions you built, the communities you transformed. You will be remembered for those good things. But number two, who knows, you could be in that category of people who will also be remembered, but this time for the bad things they did, the destinies they destroyed, the institutions they helped collapse, the families they killed out of negligence, the bad decisions they made, the wrong actions they took, the omissions and the commissions. You will be remembered for the bad things. Interestingly, there is a third category of people who will never be remembered at all, as if they never lived, as if they meant nothing, because they decided to just let things happen. They were neither positive nor negative. They were neither good people nor bad people. They simply sat back in the background of life. They bent their back and allowed life to just happen on them. Their life was not significant. Their life was not meaningful. And their life was not consequential. Today, we are talking about the man and family legacy. And to talk about this important discussion and topic is none other than an interesting, amazing gentleman I've known for many years. I got to know him when he was a district education officer of one of the districts in southwestern Uganda. A man of truth and candor. A man who said the truth as it was. A representative of integrity, a beacon of hope, who is currently working with World Vision as one of the advisors concerning education work that World Vision does. The provincial head of late of the Church of Uganda, my brother, Mr. John Tereraho, you are very welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
What a joy to have you here today, finally, on this program.
What a privilege to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing, John?
I'm well. I'm quite fine. The devil is a liar. Wednesday, Thursday, and yesterday I had a headache, and this morning I woke up and I jumped a number of times, and I felt the headache had gone.
Yes.
Because I had to come here and speak about this important topic.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
So therefore, when you say I am fine, I don't understand exactly what you mean.
I am fine. I am able to, I am able to do everything that I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
I am fine.
Okay.
Yes, I'm well.
Recently we had a topic that talked about something like this, that us men, many times we say, yeah, I'm well, I'm okay. But even when you are seated on the apex of a knife, you're standing on a pin, but you swallow the pain and say all is well.
Yeah, but also being a man requires that you actually withstand some of those.
Wouldn't a woman also need to do something like that?
If they don't have, if they don't have a man around them, then they need to also, you need that extra strength, that hardship, that hard skin.
Yes.
To make sure that you withstand. You cannot be moving around crying. And
the grace is sufficient.
The grace is sufficient.
Anyway, I just pray that all will be so well with you and with your family and with the work that you do.
It will.
So tell us about yourself. Who is John?
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. I am greatly honored to be here. And what a wonderful opportunity for me to be at Family TV. Maybe I should also take this opportunity to congratulate Family TV for being on air, for increasing in listenership. I'm very sure there are many people listening to us right now.
Yes.
And it's a great milestone for Family TV to be on DSTV. And so it is easier for many people in the whole country to watch Family TV.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful thing.
Indeed.
My name is John Tereraho. I actually have another one, Wilson. I am John Wilson Tereraho. Somewhere. Tereraho is not a very interesting name. It is not a very beautiful name.
It sounds swaggerific.
It is,
However, the youth of today would even put in some steel and say Tereraho or something like that.
Well, there are those who say Tereraho, others say Tereraho, but I am John Tereraho. And
Yes.
in my language, it actually means throw there.
Oh.
So around that name, at the time I got that name somewhere, I think there was no hope.
Yes.
So Daddy and Mommy thought that I was not going to make it. And so they reserved the name they had been preparing, and there they said, you just
throw there.
Just throw there. So
you were thrown there.
I was thrown there. And in a few months, somewhere, I'll be 60 years. So all the years I have lived
Yes.
are actually bonus. I think even everyone else anyway. But mine is a special bonus.
Yeah.
Almost 60 years of bonus.
Yes.
From the time they called me that name.
Is that on 28th of October?
That was on 28th October. Oh,
Okay.
you know my birthday. Oh my God. So the President Fathers Union knows my birthday.
Yes, I do.
So those in leadership, please know your people.
Indeed.
Please know your people.
Indeed.
And make sure you celebrate them, because
yes.
I'm sure the President Fathers Union is planning to celebrate.
There is
my
a reason
birthday.
why I know that birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. So that's the name I got from my parents. I later on got, I was baptized in 1970. No, 1973, and I was in P3 then. And I acquired John Wilson as my second names. But those are the names I was given.
Yes.
But for purposes of those listening to us, we need to appreciate that we have names given to us.
Yes.
We have given names. And then along the way, as we live, we acquire our own names.
So we have the given names.
We have the given names.
But we also have the acquired
The
names.
acquired names.
More or less
The names we
earned
make.
names.
Yes,
Yes.
and names. The names we make. So when you go to Kisoro, in the church circles, you'll find many people, a very big number of people who call me Uncle John. And there are many people who actually think that there are not many people who compete with me for that title, Uncle John.
Apart from me.
I am Uncle John. And because of the work I did in Kisoro, they also call me Inspector.
Yes, of course.
It's like I claimed that title.
Around Rukunjiri, you are known as
Now,
Dio,
in
Mr.
Rukunjiri,
Dio,
I'm called Mr. Dio.
the district education officer.
So around here, in World Vision where I work, I'm Papa John. I have a privilege of being called Papa John by
Yes.
my colleagues at World Vision. They have reasons why they call me Papa John.
Yeah.
And I am so humbled. Every time somebody calls me Papa John, good morning. Hey, Papa John. Even my supervisor calls me Papa John. You know, so it's really something humbling.
Yes. If we had to put it in English, Papa is like a loved father of sorts.
Yes.
A beloved dad.
Yes. So and you know, I have that name. My given names, I use them very well. And I do not have a problem with my name. I have actually battled with Tereraho, and I think there is no way it has not affected my being, my
Yes.
personality, because
Yes.
I am not what it meant originally.
Yes.
And around around World Vision, I do a lot of work regarding education because I'm the education advisor. And professionally, I'm a teacher. I have been an education practitioner. And then around church, I am the head of laity for the Diocese of Mahabura. But somewhere, I am also the provincial head of laity in the province of the Church of Uganda.
We thank God. So for those who don't understand that world of head of laity, so on and so forth, the head of laity, could we say like the head of Christians, but who is not a pastor with a quota?
I am a chairman of the House of Christians in the provincial assembly.
Okay.
The provincial assembly, the provincial assembly is the highest organ of the church, and it has 3 houses.
Okay.
The house of bishops, the house of clergy, and the house of laity, who are the Christians.
So those are the 3 houses that give them income. Are they the income generating houses that they built, or
well,
you say house?
The house. The houses are,
I want all our viewers to understand what we are talking about.
You know, I said that the provincial assembly is the highest decision-making organ.
Okay.
Now, decisions are made in, they are made during meetings, they are made during the assembly.
So when we say house of this, it's like when we say House of Commons.
House of Commons,
the Parliament.
So the House of Parliament, you know,
right.
that's exactly what it means.
Okay.
So I chair. I think you would call me the speaker for the...
In a way. And that makes you the right person to be on this program today as we talk about matters of leadership.
Yes.
You're the right person. And you know, this is a leadership program.
It is.
Only that now it focuses on leading the family. Because we can look at leadership in different contexts. You can look at leadership in the context of business and economy, leadership in the context of politics and governance, leadership in the context of education, where you have made a huge contribution in your life, leadership in the context of celebration industry, where we have arts, culture, sports, entertainment, and so on and so forth. But there is now also leadership in the context of the family.
Sure.
Now, to you, what would you say leadership is generally?
Wow, very, very interesting. Leadership is influencing.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership is building influence. It is, you know, mobilizing and guiding and directing and influencing people to, you know, towards a certain vision. So there is something you are looking to, something you are looking forward to.
You are not on the road to nowhere and taking people there.
Exactly. You are not on the road to nowhere. You know where you are going. And that is the assumption that a leader knows the way and goes the way and shows the way. So, and leadership is actually about others. It's about those around the person in a leadership position.
It's not about the person in the position.
It's not about the person in the position.
It's about the other people he leads.
It's about the other people he leads.
So for him, where is he? If it's not about him or her.
He is, you know, he's there. He's part of them.
Yes.
He's part of them, and he has a role. He has a role. And you know, along the journey, there are many other leaders. So leadership is influencing. It is actually, it is building, it is inspiring, it is motivating, it is mentoring, it is providing a vision, it is providing a guidance, it is becoming a compass, Yes. Now, you know, and the idea is that somebody, you do not lead by not doing anything. You don't. So you have to make sure that those around you, you know, appreciate the vision. They have to appreciate what you are up to. They have to own it. They're not going to do it because they fear you. Because when they fear you, they will do it when you are there. When you are not there, it will not be done.
But at least when you're there, it is done.
When you, well, there's no sustainability. You can be very sure that it will go. If it is an institution and everybody does what they are supposed to do because you are there, the day you will not be there, the institution will collapse.
That's so true. So we are looking at leadership as influencing, mobilizing, guiding, influencing others towards a common vision, being a compass and showing people the direction. So now when you add the word family, what to eat, what would you say family leadership actually is, in brief?
Now, family leadership is very, very, you know, leadership is a conscious. It's actually a conscious guidance. It's a conscious direction. Conscious. It's conscious. And family leadership, therefore, is a conscious building of a foundation for a family future, for a family hope. It is a conscious direction, a conscious guidance in the development of a family.
Yes.
In the building of a resilient family. You know, it is very, very conscious. It's very deliberate.
It's intentional.
It is intentional.
The family is not led coincidentally.
It is not.
People don't wake up one day and say, oh, accidentally this man has led his family.
No.
It's not an accident.
No.
It's intentional.
Those with families that are very coordinated, that are very organized, that are successful, have worked so hard. They have become intentional.
Yeah.
They have spent time. They have planned, and they have implemented their plans. They have changed where it is necessary for them to change. And it is just not that things have fallen like manna.
It's not luck.
It's not luck.
A family doesn't get better out of luck.
No.
Instead, it gets better out of negligence.
Yeah, exactly.
And gets better out of intentionality.
So leadership in a family, therefore, is intentional communicating. It is intentional living. Intentional living and acting the family values,
yes,
the family traditions, the family aspirations. It is quite intentional. There has to be somebody who actually brings direction into a family and says, friends, this is where we need to go.
And of course, when you talk about the values, the traditions, and the aspirations,
yes,
it is on assumption that the family has values, that the family has some aspirations together that they are looking towards, that the family has established some traditions that they embrace. It's an assumption.
Sure. I think that's why we should have started some. Maybe we should have actually started that we are discussing. We are discussing, bearing in mind a family where you have a man, where you have got a woman,
yes,
where you have children, and that these people have got values. They are working hard. They are together, and we are really talking about that family.
So in other words, those are the assumed fundamentals that are expected to be there at the most basic level.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we are talking about leadership in a family as holding the family together.
All right.
It is actually holding the family together. It is tapping into the differences in family members, because all the family members are special. Each one,
yes,
each member of the family is actually a special person. And they have something they come along with, something that makes them special.
All right.
So leadership involves recognizing those special attributes in everyone and making sure that those special attributes are taken, they are exploited, they are taken care of, they are maximized, they are even mentored.
They are nourished.
They are nourished.
Yes, they are cultivated.
Nurtured. They are cultivated.
Yes.
They are cultivated. You get it?
Yeah.
Sometimes we actually get challenges when the leaders think that people will do exactly what they feel like. Well, even when you think that you said this child here is I would like this child to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good thing to have a child, an engineer in your family. But actually, the child might be a footballer,
a musician.
A musician.
Yes.
So as a leader, you need to appreciate that actually my child is a potential Ronaldo.
In other words, don't create your child in your own image. He is already created in God's image. Don't live your failed dreams through your current life of your children.
Exactly.
Indeed. So now today the focus is on the man and family legacy. So now we know that leadership is about mobilizing and guiding and influencing a team of people towards a certain vision. And when it's brought to the context of the family, it's a conscious building of the foundation for the future of the family. Now, this family is led by somebody called a man, ordinarily, okay? And this man, now we are saying that he has a relationship with family legacy, the legacy of this family. Let's begin from where it all begins from. What would you say family legacy actually is?
Well, very, very interesting. That's very interesting. Sam, the Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. A legacy is something. It's something transmitted, something inherited by a person, from their predecessor, from their ancestor, or from the past.
Yes.
It's a gift. It's a gift passed on. It is a gift handed down, from one generation to the next generation. We have, we have examples of very powerful legacies, very powerful business legacies, very powerful professional, legacies. You have. It can actually even be a sum of money.
Yes.
It can be in form of buildings. It can be in form of, cars. It can be in form of land. And may I want to call all that hardware legacy.
Hardware legacy. I love that.
Hardware legacy. But actually, what makes that hardware legacy survive
is the software legacy.
It is the software legacy. It is the software legacy.
I didn't know you were also an IT professional.
Well,
Go right ahead.
We have graduated from the analog, analog to digital, and my brother, because we are living in difficult times, you have to make sure you follow the line.
Indeed.
Otherwise, you collapse on the way.
Yes. So the hardware legacy is sustained and strengthened by the software legacy.
So the very powerful businesses you see around, those businesses you read about, those companies that have survived because of the software legacy of hard work. So we are talking about, a company founder who at one time thought that there would be time they would hand over. And they brought their families, they brought their people into the company, and they picked that hard work. They have values. There are some values. It's about the values, because when those values collapse, when those values, come to an end, the company goes.
When values collapse,
yes,
nothing stands.
Nothing stands. When the morals collapse, nothing stands. When the foundation of legacy is in the software legacy. I want us to borrow that software. And
yes,
hardware.
Let's go right ahead with it.
Yes, let's go right away. But the listeners will forgive us. I mean, the viewers will forgive us, and we pick that.
For which sin?
They
will forgive us for which sin? For using IT language.
It is about creating, the understanding that Sam Bakutana manufactures very good quality products.
Yes.
And you've made that name. Your brand is
the man
quality.
of excellency.
You are a brand of quality. And you are trusted. It is trust that makes businesses survive.
Yes.
It is trust that makes a man. You cannot claim to be a man when you are not trusted. And what does it mean? That you can be depended on, you can be relied upon.
Yes.
That Samuel can lend you 1 million and tomorrow you promise to give it to him, and you come running and you give it to him. You don't switch off your phone when they call you. Trust.
You don't start to take different routes.
You don't start
avoiding
to take
some
different
people.
routes because it is trust. It is trust that builds it. It is integrity. It is accountability. It is transparency. It's a culture. It is a culture of the way people do their things that makes their institution survive.
Okay.
So let's be. It's actually a very good thing for us to make money, for us to invest, for us to build, because even the Bible says, that you know, the Bible actually, I think it is in Proverbs 22:7. It says that the rich, you know, the rich oppress the poor.
Yes.
And when you are indebted 365 days in a year, it may be very difficult for you actually to claim that you are a man. It will be
the borrower is a slave to the lender.
Exactly, the borrower is a slave, and this is not about. You know, many of us borrow, but we borrow and pay.
Yes,
we borrow and pay. So we survive on trust that you can go running to the bank, you pick some money, you pay back.
Yes.
They don't start chasing you and you start running and hiding in the ceiling when children are seeing. And then you say, I'm still a man although I'm hiding in the ceiling. You are under the bed and you are saying, I'm still a man even when I'm hiding under the bed.
Yes.
No.
So in other words, when we talk of this issue of family legacy, we are looking at the hardware legacy.
There's a hardware
which deals with, you know, the professional things you've acquired, the money, the buildings, the cars and the land, all that, and then plus the software aspect of legacy that deals with the values of hard work, integrity, trustworthiness, accountability, and transparency.
Precisely.
Okay.
We as men, as you know, heads of families, have a very big obligation of ensuring that our children have that hardware.
Yes.
You know, we have an obligation of ensuring that you have a place of abode where the children will find you, or where the children will be, will grow. It's important that they actually also go to school and they acquire an education. All that is very, very important.
All right.
But it is absolutely important, more important actually, for the children to appreciate the values you stand for as a family.
Hopefully you have them and you stand for them. Yes. You know, all these assumptions that they have the values,
it is important for the children to know the importance of working hard, the importance of waking up and cleaning up, the importance of. We have been in some discussions, and somebody says, "Oh no, my daughters are not raised to, you know, to cook and to do what?" Oh my God. You know, but my sons are not raised to wash clothes. They are not raised to wash cars. There are other people who wash the cars for them. My son, no.
Yes.
We shall end up having privileged fools.
Privileged fools. Aren't they coming as a result of culture and tradition sometimes? If you're to chip in on this issue, how does culture and tradition relate to these matters of legacy? Because you've already used the word culture when you were explaining legacy at the level of family, and this that you've just talked about. Many times I think they are basing on some traditional so-called values or some culture norms that the boy doesn't do this, the girl doesn't do this. How does culture and tradition relate to these matters of legacy?
Thank you so much. Samuel, you know, culture and traditions, we have actually hinted on that. That for us here, our children, we suffered when we were young. We suffered, you know, that's what many parents say. I didn't put on shoes, so it's okay to buy a pair of shoes for my son every month, even if, because I can afford
every
it.
week, yes.
Every week. It's okay, my child can have what they want. But actually, do children, should they have what they want, or they should have what they need?
It's a multi-million-dollar question.
Yeah, it is what they want or what they need. So we have culture where you have my children are adults now.
Yes.
My youngest is actually 18. So I don't have to take my car to the washing bay. They are there. We are there. Why would we have to spend 15,000, 20,000? If I am to take it, I will take it maybe once in a while, just because I want, you know, that thorough. But there are so many other things that we are able to do. We are able to do together. There are many other things. So culture is the way we do things here.
Yes.
This is how we do things. And you know, it is the culture that actually drives a strategy.
Say that again.
It's a culture that drives a strategy.
That's true. In fact, Peter Drucker says culture eats strategy for breakfast.
For breakfast. So,
talking about organizational culture.
Organizational culture. So, if the culture is not good, if the culture regarding work, if the culture at home is not right, is the wrong culture, then the strategy of raising, leaving a strong legacy, the strategy of raising a strong family, of building a resilient family, a family that honors God, is going to be eaten up by the culture.
And who is the determinant of the culture of the family?
Look at Eli.
Who is that?
Eli, the gentleman who was raising Samuel.
Okay, the priest Eli at the temple of Shiloh.
At the temple of Shiloh. He was there. The man was working so hard.
Yes.
Wasn't he?
He was.
He was.
He was even commended for doing a good work in that area.
In that area. But look at what actually happened to his sons.
Hophni and Phinehas.
Exactly. They were doing things that do not honor God.
Stealing money on the altar.
Stealing money on the altar. Defying. I mean, they were doing things that are not imaginable. So, let's say this.
So that means you can actually do very well in a public office and do very poorly and badly in the home office, precisely.
Yes.
Because the culture at home, maybe because the culture at work has been set, it is an institution, it is a system already there with organizational, culture books and manuals and policies. But at home there is no culture, there is no tradition, there is no system, there is no institution. So you fare very well in your workplace because there are controls, and you fare so poorly at home because it is to whom it may concern.
You are an excellent education advisor at World Vision. And when it comes to home, you are not an advisor to the children at all. And you only have 4, because I have 4. I'm a father of 4. And plus mom, we are 5. We have 2 grandchildren now. But you can imagine that small group, failing to be an advisor to that small group.
But you are advising a whole nation of an international organization.
So people say, in Uganda there is somebody whom we can consult about this.
A great advisor.
Exactly. And then you advise, and you are not able to
yes,
to
advise your own home.
So, a home, let me say this, that a family is the strongest cornerstone for any society. It is a very strong, and actually that's the big reason why the devil is attacking our families, seriously. The devil is after our marriages, the devil is after our husbands, our wives, our children, because the devil knows that once the family is disorganized,
yes, the community is dismantled.
The church is disorganized, society is disorganized,
yes,
and you cannot have a nation without families. So that's the reason why we should be talking about this as frequently as possible.
Indeed.
This is why it is very, very important. I definitely know that we are challenged by the environment we are in, the professional environment, the economic hardships. A lot of things are happening around us that make it difficult for us to really be available. But there is no alternative. There is no alternative to parenting.
Yes.
And no one else can actually help to build a legacy, a family legacy for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if I asked people how many people know the name of my father, they probably would not. There are not many people who would not know. But there are very many people who know me.
Yeah.
Very many. Very many.
Indeed.
Very many. And in fact, somebody...
So what are you insinuating about your father?
I'm saying that you can actually come from an insignificant family.
Yes.
And rise.
Yes.
And become somebody.
You may not have come from a very great family,
and it is not a crime,
but it is important that a great family comes out of you.
Yes, it is very, very important. I actually took my father and my mother to church.
Yes.
I was the first person to be baptized at home, and I'm the only one who went to school at home.
You are reminding me of somebody who was the peg boy on his father's wedding, and he was already wedded himself.
So, and I'm telling you that I took my parents to church. So I was not raised by a family that was Christian.
Yeah.
But somehow, because of God's faithfulness, somehow, I got into the system, and here I have a testimony.
Leading a whole nation.
I have a testimony. I am able to speak about what God can do.
Awesome.
I can encourage one or two people, not one. I can encourage many people. That's very, very important.
Okay.
So it's not a crime for somebody to be born in a family that does not have a strong legacy. But you do not have an excuse to just live, because should do better. If my father came, he would definitely be very happy.
Indeed, without a doubt.
Yes.
So yes, you may have been, born in a family that did not leave a good, strong legacy. But like he says, you have no excuse whatsoever for leaving behind a family without a legacy or with a bad legacy. John, how does legacy become a leadership issue?
Oh my God.
Because you see, we are talking about family leadership, and today we have brought out this aspect of legacy. How does legacy become a leadership issue to you?
Well, that's really very, very important. How does legacy become a leadership issue? Because legacy is actually, where do we want to go? What do you want to, what is that thing that you would like to be? Because, if you don't know where you're going, every road will take you.
Every road is the right road if you don't know where you're going.
Every road is the right road. Somebody said that, failing to plan is actually planning to fail.
So failure to plan is a plan.
It's a plan.
A plan of failure.
It is a plan of failure. So you can't be moving like a cat. A cat wakes up in the morning, runs around, moves around, and when it is lucky, it meets an unfortunate rat. And it eats that rat and goes and sleeps and snores. Doesn't have a plan for tomorrow. That's not how a man should live.
Yes.
You really need, so a leader must have a vision, because it is, we have a vision, you have a mission, and you have values. The responsibility of every leader is to ensure that, those they are leading are actually aligned to the vision. That every communication that is made to ensure that the vision is appreciated.
Yes.
Clarity must be made around the vision, around the mission, around the core values. And so that's how creating legacy becomes a leadership issue.
Indeed.
You can't have a legacy when you don't have a leader. You can't. Because
or you even can't call yourself a leader when you are not legacy sensitive.
When you are not legacy sensitive. What is it that people will talk about you? It's what you start with some.
Yes.
What would they say that you did? They will say, we used to read history, and you'd read about personalities whose period were uneventful. That this person's period was uneventful.
It was inconsequential.
Inconsequential.
Yes, what he did is not worth mentioning in the books of history.
There is no record of what they did.
Yes.
You fall in the category of the other group.
Yes, the third category.
The other group of Israelites who went with Caleb and Joshua for reconnaissance.
Yes.
Of who were sent to go and spy on the land.
Yes.
And they came and they said,
grasshoppers. But we were like grasshoppers before those giants.
We are grasshoppers. But you don't, where are those guys? How much is known about them?
They are only mentioned as the 10 spies. Not even their names are mentioned.
Not only, their names are not even mentioned.
Yeah.
So they are being...
Only Caleb and Joshua are mentioned.
Are mentioned.
Yes.
Because of their positive attitude, and because you know, what they did really was clear, was very clear.
So legacy,
so legacy
is a leadership issue, because a leader must know what he will leave behind, what he will be remembered for, and therefore craft a vision out of that for where he needs to go to and how he needs to get there. Have a clarity of vision, have certainty of the journey, the roadmap, the mission, and ensure that he is doing this in a situation, in an environment where particular values are used to be a standard of lifestyle and operation and behavior.
Sure.
So where is the man in all this?
Well, the man is at the center.
Okay.
The man is at the center. All eyes are on him. All ears are attentive. They are listening to instructions. I would actually say the man is the team captain. Eh?
Team captain. Yes.
I want to think that at this time the man really is, is the team captain. And he's providing the leadership, and he's giving the direction, and he's communicating, and he's not only communicating, because people pick things by listening to them. They learn by listening, but they learn better by imitating.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly. So when they see and they do, they learn better.
Yeah.
So you are not going to tell your children, that to come home, that it is good to come home early when you actually come at
You always come at midnight.
No, that doesn't work. You need to be home.
In fact, they will start to time you. They
will
will be coming into the home at 11 p.m.
Yes.
Because they are sure you will not yet be back home.
You will be there. So the man really is, he's the chief priest. He's the chief priest. He's the head of the family. The man is the head of the family. It really, that's the minimum. That's the minimum. That if you're a man and you don't feel that you are the head of the family, then that is something very serious.
Is headship something to be felt, or something to be demonstrated, something to be proven, something to be acted upon? Is headship a feeling, basically, or it is an action taken? Is it just a position occupied?
It can't be. It's just...
Because there are many men who just throw it around in people's faces. I am the head of this family. Listen to me.
It is not that you are the oldest person, the oldest male in the family.
And you are not the last male to
and you are the oldest male. Maybe you are, you are the strongest man in the home. You are the only person with beard. No. It is about it's about providing leadership. Again, leadership comes.
Yes.
Because we are saying, where is the man in this? Because the man, this is his home. I have a beautiful wife with whom we have been married for 32 years.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done. Whose birthday is 15th of September, right?
Oh my God. Samuel, you know the birthday for my wife too?
You say the good leader should know his people.
Oh my God, that's serious. You've challenged me, Sam. That is something you've taught me this evening. And I'm humbled.
Maybe that should be part of my legacy.
Yes, so, I am humbled. You have actually educated the provincial head of labor. So, but what I'm saying is that she is Mrs. Tereraho.
Yes.
So when my wife is smart, people say Mrs. Tereraho is smart. When she's not smart,
you say Mrs. Tereraho still is not smart.
Yes.
Your name.
Yes, my name.
Is her reputation.
Exactly.
Actually how she looks like is your reputation.
Exactly.
Yes.
So would my wife, therefore, be proud to be called Mrs. Tereraho? So this is a challenge to all of us men. Would your wife be proud to be called your name?
Wow.
Huh? That where she's passing, they call her Mrs. Bakutana somewhere.
And she's proud of it.
And the children, there's a time I told my daughter, why do you add my name on your name, Aaron? my oldest daughter.
Hey.
And she said, I said, I gave you very beautiful names.
Yes.
You know, I gave them these names, revival names, very beautiful names.
Hey.
And for you are picking this one.
Muchiza.
Daddy, your name is very good. It's good for me. Whenever you reach, whenever I say I am, you know, when they say Terera, they say, are you a daughter to Mr. Terera, who was a teacher at Nyanji, who was a teacher at where? Who was a DO in Rukunjiri, who was, and then she is safe. So they tell me, your name, Daddy, is safety for us.
Yes.
We want to identify with it.
It's a safety net for us.
It's a safety net for us. So we are not ashamed of. So that's where the man is. So where is the man? The man. Would your children, would your wife, would they be comfortable saying, well, I come from the Terera family?
Yes.
You know,
that's a huge question. That's a huge question.
That's a huge question.
Because some children don't want to even be identified with their families, don't want to be identified with their own fathers, don't want to be identified with their mothers because of what their mothers do. So this is a critical question. Would your wife be proud to be called your name?
Exactly.
And we are going to take a very brief break. When we come back, we want to be able to look at, therefore, what can this man we are talking about actually do to build a strong family legacy. This is the Inspired Family Leader Program. Coming back very shortly.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.